Hi everyone, glad to see you again. Today I have something informative lined up for you. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Stay safe online, cyber defense. Before we jump into this wild story, let's be absolutely clear. This is for your education only. Everything you're about to see and hear is meant to inform, not to tempt you into risky behavior. Think of it like a nature documentary. Observe, don't imitate. Just as you wouldn't try to pet a lion after watching one on TV, don't try to copy what you see here. We're about to explore some of the shadiest corners of the internet, but remember, this is strictly a look, don't touch tour. Curiosity is great, but safety comes first. The goal? To show you how these scams work, so you can spot them from a mile away and protect yourself and your loved ones. Knowledge is your best defense. We're not encouraging anyone to go poking around the dark web or to try out anything risky. The dangers are real, and the consequences can be severe. The internet is mostly safe, but there are hidden layers and secret pathways you should be aware of. Not everything is as it seems online. Our mission is simple: understand the scam, expose it, and share what we learned so you can stay one step ahead of the bad guys. We're not hackers or spies, just curious folks who stumbled onto something suspicious and decided to dig deeper. Curiosity led us here, but caution kept us safe. What we uncovered was a masterclass in deception, a web of lies spun to trap the unsuspecting. It's both fascinating and frightening. So don't try this at home. Don't go searching for these forums, and never ever give out your personal details unless you're absolutely certain who you're dealing with. Online trust is earned, not given. Think of this as your guided tour through a digital minefield. Keep your hands and feet inside the vehicle at all times, and don't wander off the path. We're here to make you smarter, not reckless. The more you know, the safer you'll be in this ever-changing online world. With that, let's dive into how we stumbled upon a digital mirage, a scam so convincing it could fool almost anyone. Get ready, because what you're about to see might just change the way you look at the internet forever. So, what is the dark web really? It's a term that gets thrown around a lot in movies and news headlines, often surrounded by an air of mystery and fear. But let's break it down and see what's actually going on beneath the surface. It sounds like a villain's lair, a place where only cybercriminals lurk. But in reality, it's a lot more technical and a bit less dramatic than Hollywood would have you believe. Picture the internet as an iceberg. The surface web is the tip, the part you use every day, like Google, YouTube, and your favorite online shops. It's what's visible and easily accessible to everyone. Just below that is the deep web. This is where your private information lives. Things like your email inbox, your online banking, medical records, and even private company databases. These pages aren't indexed by search engines, so you can't just stumble across them. It's not illegal at all, just private and protected, designed to keep your sensitive data safe from prying eyes. But if you go even deeper, you'll find the dark web. This is a tiny, intentionally hidden corner of the deep web, and it's much harder to access. To get there, you need special software like Tor. Tor works by bouncing your internet connection through a network of servers all over the world, making it nearly impossible to trace where you're coming from. This gives users a high level of anonymity. This anonymity is a double-edged sword. On one hand, it's a lifeline for journalists, whistleblowers, and activists who need to communicate safely in dangerous situations. On the other, it also provides cover for illegal activities and shady dealings. Imagine a city where everyone wears a mask, and there are no police on the streets. It's a place where you can't always tell who's trustworthy and who's up to no good. That's where you'll find dodgy marketplaces, illegal goods, and as we discovered, some incredibly clever scams that prey on the unwary. The dark web isn't all evil. There are legitimate uses, but it's definitely a magnet for trouble, attracting those who want to hide in the shadows. And that's where our story really begins, in the murky depths of the internet, where things aren't always what they seem. Our journey started with curiosity about how online scammers operate. We found a mention of a new exclusive hacking forum on the dark web. Let's call it the Shadow Hackers Collective. It was promoted quietly, with secretive links and whispers in cybersecurity chats. The exclusivity made it seem legit, like a secret club for elite hackers. So with every safety precaution, we used a special browser to visit the site. The forum looked impressive, dark design, glowing text, skull logo, straight out of a movie. Thread titles promised zero-day exploits and advanced hacking guides. User profiles had high post counts and old join dates, making it look established. But as we explored, the perfect facade started to crack. It felt like a movie set, impressive from the front, but hollow behind the scenes. Something was off, and we were determined to find out what. The deeper we looked, the stranger it got. The first red flag. The forum was overflowing with supposedly valuable secrets, free for anyone. It was almost as if the site wanted to lure in as many curious visitors as possible, promising the kind of information that would normally be locked away or sold for a hefty price. In real hacking circles, information is currency. Every exploit, every vulnerability, every insider tip is traded, sold, or closely guarded. Nothing is ever truly free, especially not the kind of data that could make or break a system. No one gives away zero-day exploits for nothing. These are the crown jewels of the hacking world, worth thousands, sometimes millions on the black market. Here, they were everywhere, like finding the crown jewels at a yard sale. It was too easy, too convenient, and that alone should have set off alarm bells for anyone with experience. The language was another giveaway. Every post was in flawless, clinical English. No slang, no errors, no personality. It read more like a corporate manual than a real conversation between hackers. Real forums are messy, with a mix of languages and styles. You'll see broken English, slang, inside jokes, and plenty of typos. This one felt robotic, as if every message had been run through a grammar checker or written by an AI. To access the real content, you had to register and pay a verification fee, about $50 in crypto. They claimed it was to keep out time wasters and bots, but the process was suspiciously streamlined. They claimed it kept out time wasters, but it smelled like a cash grab. Real underground forums rarely ask for upfront payment just to browse. They want to build trust first. The biggest clue? The forum was only weeks old, but user profiles and posts were dated years back. There were hundreds of supposed veteran users, all with suspiciously detailed histories. How could someone join in 2022 if the site didn't exist until 2025? The math just didn't add up, and it was clear something was off. The timestamps were faked to create a false sense of history. It was a classic trick to make the site look more established and trustworthy than it really was. The whole setup was too perfect, clearly staged. Real hackers aren't known for their tidy desks and perfect lighting. It was starting to look like an elaborate trap, designed to lure in the unwary and separate them from their money, or worse, their data. We decided to dig deeper, determined to uncover who was really behind this too-good-to-be-true operation and what their true intentions were. As we investigated, the illusion unraveled fast. User profiles had odd patterns, tons of activity on their join day, then barely anything. In real forums, activity is random. This was clearly manufactured. Some users posted dozens of technical messages in an hour, impossible for any human. The exclusive content. We searched snippets online and found they were copied from old blogs and tutorials. The scammers had scraped public info and repackaged it as secret knowledge. Most telling, there was no real conversation. Threads were just guides and generic thanks replies. No debates, no questions, no real interaction, just a puppet show. The forum was a stage, and the users were all sock puppets. Everything pointed to a single person or small group, faking an entire community. The scam was clever, but the cracks were obvious if you looked closely. We needed proof of what happened when someone paid, so we set a trap. We created a fake persona and started asking about the Shadow Hackers Collective on real forums. Soon we got a private message from someone pushing the scam, using the same language as before. We played along, asking for proof before paying. The scammer sent screenshots of the premium section, just more recycled data from old breaches. We traced one leak to a 2018 breach that's been public for years. The scam was selling free, outdated info. The payment method, cryptocurrency only, impossible to reverse. We checked the wallet address on a blockchain explorer, dozens of small payments, all around $50, but no money ever left the wallet. It was a one-way street. Money in, nothing out. The scam's only goal was to collect fees from victims. With all this evidence, we were ready to expose the operation. The final step warned the community. With proof in hand, we compiled a detailed report, screenshots, copied content, fake profiles, and the crypto wallet analysis. We shared it with legitimate cybersecurity communities, not the general public, to avoid driving more traffic to the scam. The response was immediate. Experienced members recognized the tactics and spread the warning. As word spread, payments to the scam's wallet stopped. Within a week, the fake forum vanished. The scammers packed up and disappeared, likely to try again elsewhere. For a while at least, we shut down one of their operations. The lesson exposing scams works, but only if you share the right evidence with the right people. The internet is safer when we look out for each other. But the fight against scams never really ends. Why do these scams work? It's all about psychology. First, they promise exclusivity, making you feel like you're joining an elite club. That triggers FOMO and lowers your guard. Next, they build a convincing illusion, fake profiles, backdated posts, and stolen content. If it looks real, most people won't dig deeper. The low entry fee, just $50, makes it easy to take a risk. Scammers want lots of small payments, not one big score. Finally, they use fake reviews and testimonials to create social proof. When you see happy users, you're more likely to trust the site. It's like a restaurant paying people to stand in line outside. Simple tricks, but incredibly effective. That's how they turn curiosity into cash. The internet is full of traps, but you can stay safe. Rule 1, if it sounds too good to be true, it is. Don't trust slick-looking sites or secret clubs promising instant expertise. Look for real conversations, independent reviews, and do your homework before paying for anything. Never give out personal info or pay in crypto unless you're absolutely sure who you're dealing with. Stay out of sketchy corners of the web. The dark web is not for casual browsing. Everything you need is on the surface web. Use strong passwords, keep your software updated, and think before you click. Stay curious, but stay cautious. Knowledge is your best defense online. Thanks for watching and learning with me. Drop a comment below if you have any questions or suggestions for future videos. I value your feedback. Cyber defense.